Okay, I know this is a bit different for my channel, in any case, but we are going to be listening to the 35-minute long Trump Libertarian Convention speech. I don't know why he did this. Why?
Who knows?
Unless he wakes up and actually has good views, press X for doubt. Then I don't understand why he's running for the Libertarian Party when he already got nominated for the Republican Party. But
Also, just for a quick heads up, I have already seen this, but I will not spoil anything to him.
alright, so 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and thank you, Angela, for that introduction. And I am truly honored to be invited here tonight as the first president in American history to address the Libertarian National Convention. Great honor. A lot of people ask why I came to speak at this Libertarian Convention, and you know, it's an interesting question, isn't it? But we're gonna have a lot of fun. Well, in the last year, I've been indicted by the government on 91 different things, so if I wasn't a libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now.
What the gibbly gobbly fibbly bobbly?
Excuse me?
What the gibbly gobbly gooker? What the fuck?
That's what he opens with. Okay. That's what
Like,
Okay, first off, he said he was invited.
he
So
was.
it's not something he just decided to do.
Yeah, he was invited, which. What
Okay.
the fuck? I mean, why did they invite him? And if he wasn't a libertarian before, he sure as hell is.
He's still the
Fuck,
Republican
you
nominee.
are the literal Republican nominee, my guy. Are you taking some of that pure Colombian? Like, fucking shit.
Bro asked for some of Hunter Biden's stash, bro.
Goddamn. Alright, back to the video.
And unlike Joe Biden, I don't throw people in jail for disagreeing with me. I don't do that. I want to thank some people that have been really outstanding, and they are great libertarians and great people. Ambassador Rick Grinnell, Senator Mike Lee, Kash Patel, and Senate candidate who's going to win from Virginia, Hung Cao.
This game, you're not ready for it.
I also want to pay our deepest respects to the two young missionaries from Missouri, Davy and Natalie Lloyd, that were viciously killed yesterday in Haiti. It was a horrible thing, and I just want to pay our respects to their families. They're great families, incredible people, and it's a very, very sad moment. What happened was so horrible. So, to Davy and Natalie, please, thank you very much. I'd also like to express my gratitude to all the fierce champions of freedom in this room. You are champions of freedom. You are indeed. And I'm here to talk to you about...
Champions of freedom. I assume he's talking about veterans?
I'm pretty sure he's talking about the libertarians because he said you are all champions of freedom. Presumably talking to the crowd.
Okay.
I mean, when he paid respects to the people that died in Haiti, I mean, it's kind of the standard response to something like that.
Standard response. Seeing a surprisingly subdued Trump so far.
I was about to say, he's not his usual build the wall self.
Yeah, he's definitely not his usual self, so...
Yet.
Yet. Anyway, back to the video.
About the rise of left-wing fascism in the country and to need to defeat the corrupt and incompetent tyrant in the White House, crooked Joe Biden.
God fucking damn it. as soon as I say I'm seeing a surprisingly subdued Trump, oh my fucking god.
He said, and then as soon as we unpause it, we have to destroy the left-wing fascism. We have to remove the worst president in U.S. history.
I am disappointed.
You know, the libertarians were just like, huh, okay, I might start to...
Like, come on, Trump.
You were on a good roll for like 2 seconds, and then...
You just decided to ruin it all.
And he has no place to be talking about fascism.
Yeah, I know. Crooked Joe Biden? Maybe, but... Fucking Christ.
Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States. He is the worst president by far in the history of the United States. In fact, I would say that Jimmy Carter is very happy tonight because he goes down as being a brilliant president by comparison.
I mean, Jimmy Carter was alright.
Yeah, besides the Iran hostage crisis, high unemployment.
Every president had high unemployment, let's be honest. They're presidents. Anyway. But...
And also, I was gonna say this, but, wrong.
Worst president...
I can name 3 off the top of my head that were worse than him. Yourself, James Buchanan, and Woodrow Wilson.
Also, Herbert Hoover. Gotta give a shout out to that dickwad.
Woodrow Wilson.
Yep, Woodrow Wilson as well.
Franklin Pierce.
Also Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren. John Tyler.
Also, we will be making an updated President's Tier List video where we actually do research. I've told you this, and, we're still not done with the research.
Still not done.
I'm gonna make a poll, actually. Do you want us, like, I'm kind of mostly finished, and a lot of the older presidents we already kind of know about. Do you guys want us to go off of the research we have now, which is a pretty hefty amount?
For some of the more recent presidents.
Or do you want us to go full on with the research and, like, just all the research in the world, then do the tier list video? I will make a poll after this video ends. But anyways, back to
This.
Mr. Orange Man.
Everyone here tonight believes that we must fight for the same fundamental freedoms: freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of the right to own a firearm, and freedom over taxation. Oh, that was interesting. Then you're going to like me, firearm, you're going to like me. Nobody better than me, and we just got the full NRA, the strongest endorsement they've ever given the NRA, so that's good. Freedom from over-regulation, freedom from government discrimination, and we believe that we do not have a free country if we do not have free speech, and very strongly believe that. We stand opposed to government tyranny in all of its many forms. We are opposed to a government that spies on political campaigns. I wonder who that might be. Like they did on me, spies on the American people, censors us, and crushes the rights of its own citizens, which the Biden administration does. We want government out of our business, out of our wallets, and out of our lives. That's what we want. We believe that Marxism is an evil doctrine straight from the ashes.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Just, he's, okay, so he said we want government out of our lives. Like.
And then he said Marxism was evil. Like, do you not just see how you just contradicted yourself there, buddy? Alright, that's it. I'm getting rid of this thing. It gets in the way. Do you not see how you just contradicted yourself?
Like, bruh.
But, anyway.
Anyway, we gotta finish.
Back
this.
to
It's
the
35
video.
minutes.
Of hell, having Marxism in our government is intolerable, and teaching it to our children is considered to us child abuse. We believe that the job of the United States military is not to wage endless regime change wars around the globe, senseless wars. The job of the United States military is to defend America from attack and invasion here at home. We believe that property rights are fundamental to a free society and that Joe Biden's rampant inflation is a monstrous theft from the American people. It's a theft. We believe that the greatest threat to our country is not from enemies abroad. It's the tyrants, communists, fascists, and thugs attacking our rights and liberties from within. And above all else, we live by the words of the great American patriot, Patrick Henry, "Give me liberty or give me death."
He was on a good track, but then he said communist like, come on!
Come on, if I hear him say the word communist 2 more times,
Just say fascist.
just say fascists.
Just say fascist. And
Just
you're
say
right.
extremists in general.
Extremists.
Just extremists.
Do not tarnish their name.
Don't speak directly to them. Just say extremists and let the people kind of figure out what that means for themselves.
If you talk dirty about communism, I swear to God, I will eliminate your entire family. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, government.
Kid.
I'm kidding, government. Anyway,
Maybe.
brother, you just sent the FBI to our door.
Oh god, it was a joke. It was a joke.
FBI, open up!
Anyway, back to the video.
Our rights and freedoms have never been more in danger than they are right now. That is why I have come to extend a hand of friendship to ask for your partnership to defeat communism, defeat Marxism, and defeat crooked Joe Biden, who is destroying our country. He's destroying our country. We can be libertarian or anything else. This man is destroying our country. Thank you. And by the way, why isn't Joe Biden here speaking to you tonight? You know why? Why isn't he? Because he can't put 2 sentences together. That's why he's not here. The fact is, we should not be fighting each other. If Joe Biden gets back in, there will be no more liberty for anyone in our country. Combined with us in a partnership, we're asking that of the libertarians. We must work together. Combine with us. You have to combine with us. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. Today's radical left Democrat Party is not a Democrat Party of years ago, which still wanted big government, but at least believed in tolerance and free speech. Joe Biden's radical left Democrat Party is a fascist movement that wants.
From now on,
Please
we won't.
stop.
From now on, we will not make comments about him constantly saying that the Democrats are fascist. But swear to God, man, you gotta stop.
Like, at first he had a good point, saying, like, why isn't Biden here speaking to you? At first that was a good point, and then he said, because he can't form 2 sentences together. Like,
He made like
Biden's not there because he doesn't care. Biden's...
Trump. You start off with good points. And then
you ruin it.
you're right for all the wrong reasons.
And then you ruin it.
Like, fucking Christ, man.
To throw you in jail if you post a meme they don't like. They want to throw you in jail if you do something that isn't quite to their liking. What you're witnessing under Biden is a toxic fusion of the Marxist left, the deep state, the military-industrial complex, the government security and surveillance services, and their partners, all merging together into a hideous perversion of the American system. And that's exactly what it is. The fact is that Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. My mission is to liberate our nation from these fascist frauds and to rescue our democracy, to restore our republic, and to evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House so that America can be a free nation once again. He's the worst in history. The Biden regime censors its critics, spies on its opposition, takes away the bank accounts of U.S. citizens as an extra form of punishment, persecutes Christians and patriotic parents, and is currently trying to put the leading candidate for president in jail. That happens to be me. While imposing a strict gag order in order to
Put the leading figure in jail. Well, guess what? You were accused. Like, it's confirmed that you did those crimes, jackass.
34 counts.
34 counts of falsifying bank records, I'm pretty sure.
Business records.
Business records.
To cover up hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. And it's confirmed.
It's completely confirmed.
You can look it up. He did that.
Like, fucking Christ.
If you don't believe me, look it up, because he did.
He's just, the video we're watching has gone on for 8 minutes. This recording is double that.
Yep.
This is gonna be a long day.
Yep.
Here we go.
keep me from talking about their crimes and their unconstitutional acts. They want to get rid of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, due process, the right to a fair trial, and the right to counsel, all the while pushing wealth confiscation and waging endless and unnecessary wars all over the globe.
Maybe the unnecessary
I was
wars
about to say,
part.
unnecessary wars, yes.
But everything else.
Everything else, please stop.
Like, Christ, dude.
Like, stop talking about the faults of everyone else and talk about why they should elect you instead. The whole point of a speech is not just to crap on your enemies. Maybe a little, but one, don't make up a whole bunch of false lies about them. Actually say the wrong things they're doing. And two, talk about why you're a better alternative.
Talk about why you should be president and not them.
Like, you have to present why you are a better alternative.
You fucking dipshit. Anyway.
Now, if he does that later in the speech, then okay, but...
Maybe. But anyway. Back to the Mario.
Anyone can talk about defending freedom, but I've actually put everything on the line to resist these despots and these thugs. And I stand before you tonight as your best hope of defeating the weaponized Biden and the very evil regime that his people, because it's probably not him because he doesn't know where the hell he is, but that his people are pursuing. You can make the difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. Together we can make America freer than ever before for citizens of all backgrounds and all walks of life. We can unleash new hope, optimism, and energy. We can release limited government so that the people can have an unlimited future. United, we will be unstoppable. If we unite, we are unstoppable. I will be a true friend to libertarians in the White House. And I am proud to be the only president in 70 years who started no new wars. I took on the military-industrial complex. I broke the stranglehold on neocons and warmongers on the Republican Party. And instead of war, I made peace in the Middle East, something nobody thought was possible, and dealt with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, where a nuclear war was guaranteed to start in a very short period of time if Hillary Clinton became president. You know, that would have been a nuclear war, 100%. And you would have never had the October 7th attack in Israel. Would have never happened. And the attack in Ukraine by Russia would never, ever have happened. Wouldn't have happened. Hundreds of thousands.
Okay, the attack in Ukraine maybe, because the whole reason Putin did that was because he believed that America had weak leadership and that he could take advantage of it. But the October 7th attack absolutely still would have happened. And he did not achieve peace in the Middle East.
What was that attack again? Wasn't that the attack of
Hamas. That was when Hamas attacked a whole bunch of Israeli stuff, and then Israel invaded and killed a whole bunch of Palestinians for it.
I'm glad he's not saying anything more about the conflict.
I know, he was just saying the fact that it started. And he did start no new wars, but he did increase drone strikes, quadruple of even Obama's numbers. Dear God.
Back to the video.
Thousands and even millions of people would be living today. I unbound the United States from globalist agreements that surrendered our sovereignty. I withdrew from the Paris Accord. I withdrew from the anti-gun UN arms treaty. And I withdrew from the corrupt and very expensive World Health Organization. Not a good thing. I passed the most significant, and this is so important, but I passed the most significant criminal justice reform in history. And perhaps my proudest accomplishment is to have exposed the depth of corruption in the Washington swamp. Thanks to me, the entire world knows that the deep state is real, and the lamestream media is fake. It's fake. A great libertarian who may very well be in the room right now, I believe, but he's a great libertarian, DeRoy Murdoch, who I've become friends with through his writings in the American Spectator and numerous other places, wrote an
Unrelated, but I saw a shadow of a guy lifting up the middle finger.
Like I said,
wall.
the crowd is not having... The crowd was cheering at first, but then it just got repetitive.
An article yesterday in which he mentions just some of the things that make me a libertarian without even trying to be one. That's nice. DeRoy wrote, Donald J. Trump will address the Libertarian Party and its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, DeRoy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that.
I hate to say this, but
He kind of has a point.
he has a point.
I mean, they don't win. They don't.
And to be honest, a third-party candidate's probably not going to take this one.
Nope.
The max a third-party candidate has gotten, the most popular one, RFK, 15%.
And that's only in, 2 states. Nationwide, he's only 8%.
Yeah. I wish people would actually be smart enough to vote for one.
Or at least consider.
Or at least, consider it. But no, we've gotten all of the people that normally want to vote for a third party. We can't convince Republicans. But maybe, Democrats, guys, get on that. Don't just vote blue no matter who. How about it? But no,
I hate whoever came up with that slogan.
all of them probably did.
strongly dislike that slogan.
That's why both Republicans and Democrats.
Also, I didn't realize, but the banner says, the libertarian banner says, "Become ungovernable."
But anyway, yeah. Christ. Anyway.
Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. The reasons for doing so, policy and politics, are as solid as the Hope Diamond. D. Roy says this. This event is very unprecedented, he said. As the Cato Institute president, Peter Gotler, observed in Thursday's Washington Post, it will be the first time in U.S., think of this, first time in U.S. history that a presidential candidate of a rival party will address the convention of a party that is presumably gathering to nominate its own candidate. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together. You heard those words. Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important. Because we have to get rid of the worst president in history. And together we will. And without it, there's a risk that we could have 4 more years. We won't have a country left. So what is the purpose of the Libertarian Party getting 3%? What is the reason to take a chance of having this horrible president destroy our country, which he will do in far less than 4 years? It's not going to take 4 years. That is why I'm committing to you tonight that I will put a libertarian in my cabinet and also libertarians in senior posts. Pretty good. That's pretty big. Or you can keep going the way you have for the last long decades and get your 3% and meet again and get another 3%. No, you want to make yourself winners. It's time to be winners. You have a lot of common sense. It's time to be winners. So I'm asking for the well, think of it. I'm asking for the Libertarian Party's endorsement, or at least lots of your votes, lots and lots of libertarian votes, based on my 4-year, very outstanding presidential record. Much of my record is libertarian.
So check your record, huh?
I literally did.
Check your record. Check your record. All right. Let's check his record. Yep. We're adding another 4 hours to this video. Let's
check his record.
Let's check his record. All right.
Also,
let's
when
see.
he said, when he kept saying, vote for me, please tell us why. Please
Tell us why.
tell us why.
I mean, to be fair, he did tell us why. Do it or else get your 3% every year.
I mean, he said he would put a libertarian in his cabinet.
He's for that. I mean, yeah, that's fair. But anyway, let's go and check his record.
I've checked his record. It is not a good one, I'll tell you right now.
Donald Trump. Do I just put record?
Political record, yeah.
Political record. Alright, let's see. Here it is. So, we go here.
Keep scrolling.
Political party. Oh, looks pretty Republican. Anyway.
And he said, it's mostly libertarian.
Other political affiliations. Form. Alright. Yeah.
I wonder why he was a Democrat from 2001 to 2009, and then I remembered those were the Bush years.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, the special counsel investigation established that Russia had interfered. So was that, like, confirmed?
I don't think it was confirmed, but it was highly speculated.
Put your tinfoil hats on. A travel ban from several Muslim-majority countries. Building a wall on the U.S. border.
This is the really bad one right here.
Family separation policy.
Not looking too good.
This is research right here.
Okay, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, okay.
Individual health insurance mandate.
The tax cuts were only for the rich, by the way.
Affordable Care Act. He reacted slowly to the COVID-19. Ignored or Spread misinformation about unproven treatments.
Withdrew from the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Yeah.
Withdrew from the Paris Agreement, the Iran nuclear deal. And met with Kim Jong-un. But made no progress on denuclearization.
Yeah, Trump was the only U.S. president to have been impeached twice.
Count them. Twice.
In 2019
and 2020.
And 2020 for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress after he pressured Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, and in 2021 for incitement of insurrection. The Senate acquitted him in both cases. Trump refused to concede after he lost the 2020 presidential election to Biden, falsely claiming widespread electoral fraud, and attempted to overturn the results. On January 6, he urged his supporters to march to the U.S. Capitol, which many of them attacked. Scholars and historians rank Trump as one of the worst presidents in American history. Since leaving office, Trump has continued to dominate the Republican Party, and its presumed nominee for 2024. Alright.
So,
in May 2024, a jury in New York found Trump guilty on 34 felony counts
of
falsifying business records related to a hush money payment to Stormy Daniels.
Check your record, huh?
We just checked your fucking record.
And guess what? It ain't great.
It ain't good.
It ain't good.
So don't tell us to check your record ever again.
Even Reagan's record wasn't as bad as that.
I mean, they're both kind of equally terrible.
Yeah, but Jesus.
Anyway, back to the video.
As an example, D-Roy. Thank you. Hey, where is D-Roy? Is he here? D-Roy, where are you? He's great. I like D-Roy. I've liked him for a long time, and he is a libertarian. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. D-Roy wrote, the $1.5 trillion Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was America's largest infusion of tax release. That's the largest tax relief ever. It sliced individual tax rates for all taxpayers and slashed corporate tax rates from a punishing 35% to a globally competitive, and much more than that, only 21%, way down. It was the largest tax cut in the history of our country. Now you can like it or you don't have to like it. Immediate.
So was it the largest tax cut in American history?
Probably not. I mean, it's still a pretty large tax cut, but I'm pretty sure that was only for rich people.
I mean, anytime there is a tax cut, don't cut it for all of the American people. Why do I say that? Don't cut it for the rich. Increase it for the rich. The taxes they pay are the same as us, except they're fucking rich, so they have no problem paying it.
Like, keep that 35% for them.
Meanwhile, the workers have to pay just as much taxes as them, except we actually, struggle.
I was about to say, hey, government, if you want to make a whole lot more money, just tax the rich.
It's like, tax the poor. No, tax the rich.
Because then the government makes more money. It's
fucking dense.
Like,
expensing of business equipment and other reductions fueled the best economy that our country has ever had. For 4 years, we had the best economy our country has ever had. Black and Hispanic unemployment reached the best levels in history. Female joblessness slid to levels unseen before. Black poverty collapsed to record lows. And all of the things, income inequality shrank, and it shrank at levels we've never witnessed. Between 2016 and 2019, real median household income grew. These were the Trump years. 16.4%, the highest ever, to almost $10,000 per family. Think of that.
All right, that's it, Trump. I am going to diss you while I have a fucking soda in my hand. All right, Trump. So, first of all, lowest unemployment rate in U.S. history during your presidency? You are wrong. It was actually in 1955 during whose presidency?
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower's presidency. Dumb fuck.
In fact, his presidency had the highest.
I mean, to be fair, it was during the COVID-19 outbreak, but still.
Still.
Anyway, back to the video.
Number 2, Trump cut red tape as never before. He promised to kill 2 old regulations for every new one. And in fact, he ended up actually scrapping 8 for 1. And he was going to 12 to 1 and doing numbers that were unbelievable. Thank you, DeRoy. DeRoy is, and I'm actually just quoting from the article that came out today from DeRoy Murdoch. He said, number 3, Trump fully restrained inflation. We had practically none. Prices were rising just 1.4% as he left office. And this was a fraction of the 9% inflation that lying Joe Biden repeatedly claims Trump handed him. No, he said we handed him no. It went up to 9% after he took over the White House and created all the inflationary acts. He did a horrible job. The 30-year mortgage rate, as Trump departed, was 2.77% versus the almost 9% today. And you, by the way, even if you pay 9%, you can't get any money. There's no money available. Trump's drill, baby, drill approach fostered energy independence, which we've never had before. Low fuel and electricity prices helped moderate inflation and propel economic growth. But all of these things have now skyrocketed. They have skyrocketed to levels never seen. Inflation has hit us harder than it's probably ever hit us before, and people are suffering because of it. Trump promoted parental rights and school choice. Trump's education department repealed the so-called guidance letter that turned on-campus sexual harassment accusations into de facto criminal convictions. You know all about that. Who else would do that for you? Trump restored due process to the he said, she said minefield for your children. I know many, many people, what they've gone through with that is they've gone through hell. In a powerful blow, Trump required universities to respect the First Amendment lest they lose their federal funds. I said, you don't respect the First Amendment, we're taking away all of your federal funding. Trump torpedoed Obamacare's individual mandate and got rid of many of its taxes. Medical price transparency empowered consumers to shop for health care services and compare costs. And this is one of the biggest things that's happened, and it's reducing the price of drugs and everything related to drugs and medical care at levels not seen before. This will soon be happening. The competition is now slowing what were ballooning health care expenses. Trump signed right to try. Terminally ill patients now can receive experimental and possibly life-saving treatments. And when at death's door, what do these suffering Americans have to lose? What do they have to lose, you ask? They are so thousands and thousands of people are now living because of right to try. Trump nominated some 300 constitutionalist federal judges, a record, including a seldom-seen 3 Supreme Court justices in one presidential term.
Okay. Some things to say. So, let's start off. What was he saying at the beginning?
He was talking about, like, pretty much the same old, my economy was better than the economy we have now. Something about deregulation.
So there is one thing he said that I like, about the schools respecting the First Amendment. Now, unless they are hanging up signs of, like, Nazis and, like, fascist support, then, yeah, I don't see why schools can't respect the First Amendment, because isn't that the one with freedom of speech and freedom of the press?
Expression.
Mm-hmm. It's freedom of expression. Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, unless you're like that one school in Taiwan that literally put on a Nazi parade for frickin' the winter party or whatever, a Christmas party.
Swear to God, man.
Like that school in Taiwan, what were they puffing?
What were they puffing? Honestly. But, also, what was the thing he said just now? In fact, I can just rewind the video if I want to hear what he said.
And when at death's door, what do these suffering Americans have to lose? What do they have to lose, you ask? They are so thousands and thousands of people are now living because of right to try. Trump nominated some 300 constitutionalist federal judges, a record, including a seldom-seen 3 Supreme Court justices in one presidential term.
So, yeah, you put a lot of people through, but what were those people?
Judges?
Yeah.
Those were the same, the Supreme Court judges that he appointed were the same judges that overturned Roe v. Wade.
Who was he?
Roe v. Wade, that was a Supreme Court decision. It was the thing on abortion.
Wait, so they, like, made it so that abortion is illegal in some areas?
In some areas, yeah. That's why there's this whole state's dispute over abortion, was because they overturned that. Like,
I got a question for you, judges.
why?
No, not why. Are you doctors?
Are you doctors?
Are you doctors? Do you actually understand what abortion... Because abortion isn't just getting rid of babies. Abortion is technically getting rid of anything in the, vagine area, I suppose. And there are actually some really deadly things that doctors have to use abortion to get rid of. Otherwise,
and also in some extreme pregnancy cases, abortions are basically mandatory to save both the woman and the child's life.
Abortion doesn't always have to be killing the fetus. It can actually literally just be pulling them out.
And of course, in chances of like rape and incest, then yeah,
get rid of the abomination of nature. Like, and sometimes families just don't have the money to support a child. So what are they gonna do? Let that child live in poverty? Fucking Christ.
Like say you've already got 2 kids that you're trying to help, and you are already like dirt poor, you wouldn't be able to afford to feed a 3rd one.
All these people that say, no, you can't abort the child, you're killing them. They're fetuses. You want to know why it's called a birthday and not conception day? It's the day that you were birthed and you actually become a living, breathing creature. When you're a fetus, you are literally a parasite.
At least we're not as bad as China. China has abortions, but they will actually kill the child after the child has been birthed. Like in one scenario, a mother had to have her 9-year-old daughter killed. 9 years old.
Why?
Because you aren't allowed to have 2 daughters, and the mother did. And by the time the Chinese government figured it out, the mother was like, "No, we'll keep the younger one."
That's fucked up. But yeah, I am pro-choice. You can choose it yourself. If you don't want to abort, don't abort. If you want to, do it. Anyway.
Like, if you don't want to, that's different.
Yeah, if you don't want to, then that's okay. You can still birth the child if you want to. That's why it's called pro-choice and not pro-non-abortion.
Like, we're not anti-abortion, we're just pro-choice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Very rarely seen before, if ever, Trump canceled and defunded federal diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and other state-funded racism schemes. The VA Mission Act, which Trump signed, lets military veterans receive federally funded medical care in the private sector.
Bro, this man is literally blocking out Trump's face with a fucking sign.
Free Ross
Free
sign.
Ross. Who's Ross?
I have zero idea, but still, props to this guy. Props to this guy. He's just like, nah.
He's just like, nah, no one wants to see this fucking annoying orange piece of shit.
No one wants to see it. No.
There's already one annoying orange who outlived the Confederacy. We don't need another.
At least that annoying orange is actually good.
Yeah. Anyway.
If delays prevent their treatment in VA hospitals, in other words, if they're delayed, they can go out and get a private doctor. We pay the bill. They go out, they get a private doctor, they get better. People were waiting online for 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, and not anymore. Trump signed a measure that streamlined dismissals of federal bureaucrats who abuse America's beloved veterans. He got NATO countries to pay hundreds of billions of dollars more for their protection. The only president who did so and substantially reducing what we were forced to pay. We got them to pay, other nations to pay hundreds of billions of dollars that they weren't paying. No other president was able to do that, reducing very substantially what we paid. During the Trump administration, we had peace through strength. No wars other than the complete and total destruction of ISIS. And DeRoy ended by saying that most libertarians would say this is a non-exhaustive roster of accomplishments like no other, that it truly shines. So again, DeRoy, thank you very much. DeRoy Murdoch, I appreciate it. We could not have written that better. And as you say, there were many other things we did that were quite libertarian also. So I want to thank you very much. That was a great article.
So that was all an article by that Murdoch guy.
Whoever that is, do you have an extra chromosome? Are you aesthetically challenged? Why am I not saying the actual word it's because it's really not okay to say that word anymore. But still.
Like, dunce.
You are a dunce. Put the cap on.
And that one person in the crowd that was just like, no. No.
Well, technically they went. So they might have been supporting Trump. So also.
I mean, it looked like he was yelling at him, like, angrily. Like
they were doing both in one gesture. I don't understand what they were doing there.
And then somebody just took a camera and was like, shh. I don't know why you needed to do that. I mean, there's videos of the guy everywhere.
Anyway.
Thank you. DeRoy Murdoch, thank you. When I return to the White House, we will break the deep state grip on our democracy once and for all. I did far more than any other president in that regard. As an example, I inherited James Comey, a terrible, terrible person from the Obama administration. And very early on, I fired him and lots of others at the FBI in addition to thousands and thousands of corrupt and unnecessary people throughout our government. And now we are going to finish the job. We will root out the sickness that has taken over our Justice Department, our FBI, and other agencies. Our goal will be nothing less than the rebirth of fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. Since the day he took office, Joe Biden has worked to persecute political dissidents, including conservatives, Catholics, and other Christians and opponents of his weaponized state. Right now, the Biden DOJ is trying to put Christians in prison for 11 years for the crime of singing hymns. The moment I win the election, I will appoint a special task force to rapidly review the cases of...
Excuse me? What? What is this controversy? What's this thing I don't know about?
It's something he completely made up.
You completely made it up?
Yeah, the thing where they're trying to put Christians in jail, that is completely made up.
That is complete.
That is completely straight from his ass.
What in the fuck?
That is straight from his ass.
Making up an entire controversy.
I know, because I know a whole bunch of people at my church that sing Christian hymns all the time, and they're not in prison. They're...
Like, what the
like,
hell?
This is false. This...
Absolutely false.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was actually Trump that made the "you are fake news" thing. No, you are fake news.
You are fake news, my guy. Anyway.
Every political prisoner who has been unjustly persecuted by the Biden administration so that I can sign their pardons or commutations on day one. And I will ensure that libertarians are helping to lead that task force. You'll be on that task force, many of you. As everyone knows, it will be my great honor to pardon the peaceful January 6th protesters, or, as I often call them, the hostages. They're hostages. There has never been a group of people.
Didn't they literally kill people at that...
They didn't kill people, or at least they weren't trying to.
They weren't
I know
trying
they
to.
injured some law enforcement officers. I don't know if they killed anyone.
Like January... Did you say January 6th?
Yeah, the J6 Capitol attacks.
Fuck. What? And why are the people cheering? Why the fuck are you cheering? Fucking Christ.
You know that crowd is made up of half Trump supporters.
That's fair.
They heard Trump was going to be there, and they were just like, we need to make this look like libertarians are cheering him on.
But yeah, again, who is Ross?
I don't know. Some person that the libertarians clearly think highly of.
Yeah, I heard them chanting, "Free Ross! Free..." Like,
Clearly somebody they think really highly of.
In the comments, guys, in the comments, tell us who Ross was and why they're cheering for him. Alright?
People treated so harshly or unfairly in our country's history. This abuse will be rectified, and it will be rectified very quickly. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served.
Alright, you know what? Ross Ulbricht? I need to look this guy up. You know what, guys in the comments? You can stop now. We're gonna look him up. Who the hell is Ross Ulbricht? Let's see.
I'm actually very curious as well.
Let's see who this Ross Ulbricht is. I want to know why they're cheering him on and saying to free him. This is probably it.
Maybe. Yeah, Russ Ulbricht.
Ross William Ulbricht is an American businessman serving life imprisonment for creating and operating the darknet market website Silk Road from 2011 until his arrest in 2013. I think this is the right guy.
Yeah, that's Ross Ulbricht.
Yeah, I think that's the right guy. Guys in the comments, tell us if that's the right guy, but they are saying free Ross, claiming he needs to be freed from something. And I know what the Silk Road was. I've seen videos on that. You know the dark web where you can buy like drugs and whatnot?
That it was the thing
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, Silk Road. That is like the site for buying like illegal
Items.
drugs and guns and whatnot.
Jesus Christ.
He doesn't deserve to be freed. he literally operated the site.
Unless that's his supporters holding those signs up.
Like, what the fuck? That might be Trump supporters, but libertarians, if you were holding up those signs,
What's wrong with you?
you're dumb. You're
What's wrong with
stupid.
you? What's wrong with you?
I swear to God, man.
Again, assuming that is the right guy.
Assuming that is the right guy. If he's not, then I am sorry for everything I've said. But
I
if it
mean-
is, fuck you.
I mean, Trump said Ross Ulbricht and the crowd went wild, so...
Anyway.
He's already served 11 years. We're going to get him home. We're going to get him home. I'm proud that I have put forward a detailed plan to smash the censorship and industrial complex and restore free speech. On day one, I will sign an executive order banning federal agencies from colluding to censor the lawful speech of American citizens. And we will remove the rogue bureaucrats who conspire to take away your First Amendment freedoms. We will do that quickly. I will once again slash a record number of liberty-destroying regulations. I will stop Joe Biden's plan for the largest tax. He is going to give you the largest tax increase in the history of our country. And I will end that. And I will make the Trump tax cuts the biggest in the history of our country. We will make them permanent tax cuts. We will also stop the massive Biden inflation tax, a stealth tax by which crooked Joe Biden is printing trillions and trillions of dollars and plundering it for the cronies and political friends that he's got all over Washington. And we will cancel the Green New Deal, which is the Green New Scam. It's a big scam. We will terminate Crooked Joe's insane electric vehicle mandate. And we're going to bring your energy costs down by 60 and 70% because...
What was the electric vehicle mandate?
Mr. Google.
Mr. Google, we would like info.
It's the electric...
It's the electric vehicle mandate. I guess.
It's a plan to eliminate gas-powered cars.
Yes. A plan to eliminate gas. Yes. Yes. I mean, that's just better for the planet and actually better for mileage.
Well, it's Biden that's wanting to get this through, so... Whatever Trump said about it is probably wanting to repeal it.
Yeah, he wants to repeal it. Biden, if you stand with Palestine, then we will forgive you. Or if you just don't stand with either, we'll forgive you. In fact,
Just don't take a side.
just don't take a side. Just ignore it. All right? If you ignore it, then you're good.
But nah, he
Got my vote.
said, we stand with Israel.
If he repeals that statement, then he's got my vote. Well, he doesn't got my vote because I can't vote yet. But he'll have a lot more
Definitely
people's
over
votes.
this guy.
Anyway.
We will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We will eliminate illegal government discrimination, return to a society based on individual rights and individual merit. And I will also stop Joe Biden's crusade to crush crypto. We're going to stop it. I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. I will also immediately end the humanitarian disaster on our southern border. We will end it quickly. You cannot have capitalism and also have open borders because you will soon be turned into a socialist nation, then a poor nation, and finally you will be a failed nation.
Being a socialist nation is a good thing.
We don't want capitalism. That's the whole point.
The whole point is that we want capitalism. And you know what? I won't go into detail, but one day, actually probably we'll record it tomorrow. This video will be uploaded on Monday if all goes to plan, which it probably won't knowing my luck. But if you are seeing this on Monday, then that is the planned schedule.
And then good job on future you.
And on Monday, we will record a video going in depth on communism and socialism, but mainly communism, because I want to finally tell people why I'm in massive support.
Yeah.
I will give my point. In fact, to give my point, I will read out a book. I will read a book, and the book that I will read out, The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. I will read this entire thing in front of all of you. And I will record it tomorrow. You all got that?
The entire thing?
Yes, the entire book.
Good luck.
All fucking
amount of pages.
All 124 pages of the Communist Manifesto. There's 4 hours of new content right there. Anyway, back to the video and back to bashing this orange.
By ending the border crisis, which we will do immediately, we will save freedom, prosperity, and capitalism in America. And before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled, so we quit spending hundreds of billions of dollars to fight other people's wars, and so that we start immediately saving thousands and thousands of lives.
Okay, now you know what? Fighting other people's wars. We shouldn't do that. I agree with that statement.
He's not going to end at day one.
He's not going to end at day one, but if he...
Maybe during his presidency. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but not on day one.
If he does end it, though...
And if it's actually him that ends it and not just them.
Yeah. But...
Because if the war just magically ends, I don't want him to take credit for it.
I agree with that. We should not be fighting other people's wars. But anyway, back to the video.
And I am committed to restoring peace and restoring stability and to stopping Joe Biden's march to World War III. You know you're being led right into World War III. You know that. You're going to have World War III, and it'll be a war like no other because of the weaponry, the massive weaponry. It will be a war like no other. We will stop it, and I'm the only one that's going to be able to stop it. I will protect American sovereignty from the creeping hands of global government. And as we speak, Joe Biden's minions are in Geneva, secretly negotiating to surrender more of our liberty to the World Health Organization. Drafts of the agreement show that they want to subjugate America to foreign nations, attack free speech, empower the World Health Organization to redistribute American resources. They're going to take our money and send it all over the world to other countries that we need for our own citizens in the event of a pandemic, and it can happen again. I am hereby demanding that Joe Biden submit these monstrosities to the Senate as treaties. They have to be submitted as treaties because he cannot be allowed to do that, destroy our country. He is. If he does not, I will rip them up and throw them out on day one of the Trump administration. On education, we will cut federal funding for any school pushing Marxist and communist race and gender theories on our children.
What?
You know, those are some of like, the best schools out there, right? I know the specific schools he's talking about.
What specific schools are we talking about?
Like schools in L.A., New York, like... I know he's probably definitely talking about Harvard.
Harvard?
Because Harvard's a mostly left-leaning area.
So he's just trying to suppress all the opposition, basically? That's what he's been saying this entire speech.
Once again, contradicting what he's saying.
Do you not see how you just contradicted yourself?
Can't have it both ways.
Like, Jesus Christ.
If you want free speech, it needs to be for everybody.
Dumbass.
We will keep men out of women's sports. And I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. We will shut down our out-of-control federal Department of Education and give it back to the states and local governments. I will return power to the states, local governments, and to the American people. I am a believer in the 10th Amendment. I will always defend religious liberty and the right to keep and bear arms. And I will secure our elections. So in conclusion, to every freedom lover here today, and there are a lot of them, and all across our land, I say, this is no ordinary election. Freedom itself is at stake. This will be the most important election in the history of our country. So if you want to strike a blow against the corrupt system in Washington, if you want to send a message to all of the people who want to take away your liberty, then right now, in this election, we need your help. We need your support. When I'm in the White House, you will always find an open door to the Oval Office. Together, we are taking on some of the most menacing forces and vicious opponents our people have ever seen. But no matter how hateful or corrupt the communists and criminals, we're fighting our...
Once again, stop mentioning communists. And he said something else, brother.
Stopping freaking federal funding for schools that have mask and vaccine mandates.
Yeah, like, what in the flying...
Like, I wore a mask in school. It wasn't that bad.
And vaccine meant, yes, you probably should have a vaccine. Like
I don't say force it on people, but, like, it's a good idea.
I mean, even if they did, like, force it on people, it's a good thing to do. Like, having a COVID vaccine, which is basically just a COVID shot.
Yeah.
Having the COVID shot is a really important thing. I have the COVID shot.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I have gotten the vaccine
I mean, and plus, all y'all seem fine with flu shots, so what? Why are COVID shots so different?
Like, all of you, all the anti-vaxxers, why?
Like,
Why are you going against something that will help you?
alright, let's have it your way then. We're gonna stop COVID vaccines, but you know what? No vaccines whatsoever. That means we're taking away flu vaccines and smallpox vaccines. Yeah, that's right. Not so fun now, is it?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man.
And they are vicious and they are corrupt. You must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you, belongs to you. This is your home, this is your heritage, and our American liberty is your God-given right. 2024 is our final battle. With your help, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. And we will drain the swamp, and we will restore and rescue our country from these tyrants and villains once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the great liberation of America begins on November 5th, 2024. It will be the most important day in the history of our country, and the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. I want to thank you. I want your support. And again, you can either nominate us and put us in the position or give us your votes. I would say nominate or give us your votes, but we want...
This man is literally holding up a little hand puppet, just going like... Anyway, there's like 20 seconds left, so let's let him keep talking.
Libertarian votes because you stand for what we stand for, and don't waste a vote, and don't allow the worst president in the history of our country to come back and do the final destruction of America. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless you.
Producers.
Okay, so final thoughts.
Okay, so I think we're both already about to immediately answer this, but has this made you more or less favorable of the guy?
Less favorable.
Less favorable.
Says
Way
absolutely.
less favorable.
He kept talking about communists being evil, which, I hate that. I hate that.
He said three things. Three things that I agree with. Which was stop funding the Ukraine war, keep the military at home, and the one thing, keep government out of our business. But he said like 30 things that we disagree with.
Like keeping mask and vaccine mandates out of school.
Again,
That's
I wore the mask in
stupid.
my 4th and 5th grade year, and I'd wear it again if another
Maybe
plague outbreak
not mask mandates. Like masks, we don't really need masks that much anymore.
No.
Anymore. But vaccine mandates, absolutely. Like all the way with the vaccines, because they're basically needed. Like if you don't take the COVID shot, you're just putting yourself at risk of yourself and other people around you. Like, Jesus Christ. Trump, wake up.
You need to wake up.
Like, we need Biden or Trump to, actually be good this election.
Preferably both.
Preferably both, but we're probably only gonna get one.
If even.
Yeah, if even. But until that happens...
I'm still waiting in anticipation for 2028.
Yeah, oh my god, man. Anyway...
Big Orange is going to be our president in like a year. Big Orange.
My gosh, golly.
Rather get ready for January 2025, because we're screwed.
Yeah. But anyway, that is gonna do it for today. Please vote for a third-party candidate.
Please.
Please.
Please. Anybody but the two main guys.
Anybody but the
Anybody
two main
but
guys.
them.
Anybody but them. But anyways, that will be it. Leave a comment down below for any other reaction, gaming, literally whatever you want. Videos that you want to see me do next. I will make that poll. But anyway, see you later, my fellow gamers.